Welcome, everybody, to another theme stream. We are closing out April theme streams with the Predator franchise, and all of these, from Prey to Concrete Jungle. I am going to be covering my thoughts, my different ideas on lore and such. And so, yeah. Um, just wanted to make sure I get all this in. So let's say that hello to the let's get this banner off first. um where is it? There it is. There we are. So how is everybody? Let's say hello to the chat because we got some people in the chat. There's Vanya, Neozoic, and Neozoic. Fun question: who would win in a fight? Yeah, Jez versus Mandalorians, EU version. Oh, this would be a good fight because both are honor bound, and it depends on the species in the Mandalorian, because Mandalorians, after their race went extinct, they became an adoptive culture, and it depends really on the species who is in the Mandalorians, Zabrix, Marillions and other whatnot, but they are all well-trained warriors. These are not to be taken lightly. So that, oh my god, man, that would be an exceptional fight that I would love to see. Did I play AVP Extinction? Lots of cool units and weapons for predators. I only knew of the 2010 game, and that was the game that I played. So I can't really answer that. I've never, I've never played that. So, yeah. But before we get into it, I also want to give an update for the channel. May is Star Wars theme streams. I'm going to be giving my different thoughts on different lore bits, characters, Sith, Jedi, and whatnot. Also, I'll touch on the movies and the EU lore because I am an EU person, as well as possibly even give a little bit of my thoughts on Disney stuff. So yeah, pay attention to that. Those will be coming out Tuesdays. Now, also for the ones and twos, Mara and I have decided on Wesley Snipes May. So it's going to be Blade 1 and 2. As well as singles is also part of Wesley Snipes May. So it's going to be Murder at 1600, as well as Demolition Man. Murder at 1600 will be the first of the ones we discuss for singles. Now, also, another small bit before I do get into the main crux of the stream, I do want to clarify, folks, that I am trying to reach 2025 subs before the year 2025. So if you could share my channel out, share the content out, get my channels or like my streams and whatnot, watch the stuff. It's anything you can do to help the channel build and support the channel is appreciated. So thank you so much to all of those who have been doing that. Vanya, Neozoic, and Soul Assassin and them. You guys are helping me a lot, and I really do appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to give my thoughts first. Let's see here. Let me get down to the thingy. First, I'm going to go on to Predator and discuss the let's go to brand, where we get the Jungle Hunter. Now, Jungle Hunter is, a lot of people don't realize this. He was a top hunter. He was one of the elite hunters. So him showing up and hunting down humans was pretty badass, especially when it was done in the 80s. We got a fresh take on an alien kind of tale. What would happen if these special forces guys went into a jungle and encountered an alien stalking them and hunting them? And I really did like the movie. I mean, don't get me, or I'm not going to do a full blown review of the movie, but I will give brief thoughts on it. I mean, you cannot get past the great cast that was that, or the Predator cast. I mean, Chavez, freaking Shane Black, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, the late great Carl Weathers. He was one of their best, or he was one of the better characters in the story, because he was a soldier who got into the CIA, kind of became desensitized to the honor of military service, and used his own friend, freaking friend to do a black ops wet work raid in the jungle. And that, or him actually trying to get even and redeem himself afterward, when these guys who he had just used were about to leave him for dead, he basically wanted to set things right. So he would go after the Predator, and obviously he would lose his life in the process. When it came to this show, or this movie specifically, I remember seeing bits and pieces of it when I was very young. I think I was like 3 or 4 years old. The movie came out in 87. So this was it was on TV. And I remember because one of my family members had foot surgery, and they had screws put in their foot, and toe, or her big toe, had a hook, a little tiny hook sticking out of it. So I remember seeing this stuff in the movie, or seeing this, or the movie on the TV, because she was watching it in the dark in the movie. And it's like, this is weird. That's kind of weird. So it kind of just became ingrained in my mind, especially what was on the movie, the funny colors of the thermal vision of the Predator. And so when I would eventually start seeing it as I got older, my dad showed us it was on TV going through commercials. So they edited out all the really bad, or the really graphic stuff. The hung corpses, the skinned corpses, and the guts and whatnot, they didn't show that stuff. So then later on, I would eventually see the unedited, and it's like, holy shit. And by that time, I was already heavily deep into Predator lore. I had already seen Predator 2 unedited, because my dad taped it off of Cinemax. And well, we all know what Cinemax used to be known for, folks. Heavy on the smut late at night. So Predator 2 was right up the alley of Cinemax, because, well, we all know that there's that scene in Predator 2 with the woman nailing the Colombian drug lord guy. So yeah, she was full naked. You saw multiple shots of her completely nude. And back then, well, the Bush was present, shall we say. And president. What are your thoughts on the original design concept for the Predator? The wet work. Let me answer this before I answer Neozoic. Wet work is basically CIA kill squads. When you have a wet work asset, they're going in to kill. It's code. Wet works is basically code for killing for your government. Assassins, essentially. And as Arnold Schwarzenegger is known for saying in that movie, we are a rescue team, not assassins. And yes, Optimus Prime, Peter Cullen, does some voice work for the Jungle Hunter. he did the clicking sounds, and he did other sounds for the Predator, which was pretty cool. And yes, Jean-Claude Van Damme was the original body model for the or suit model for the original design for the Predator. But because he wasn't being seen so much, he decided to jump ship. He already had an ego well into the 80s, folks. The whole jungle was lit up, so they had to sprinkle it with ice water to not be too bright. Yeah, that was for the thermal cameras. The thermal cameras, they had to dump massive tons of ice to cool down the jungle areas because the thermal or everybody was just as hot as their surroundings, so you wouldn't be able to see anything. And make no mistake, folks, back when the original Predator was made, these thermal cameras were fucking huge. These were the things that they put on choppers to look for people. And so, yeah. But as for the original concept of the Predator, I thought it was interesting to have the more insect-looking bit. Ego and a cocaine habit. Yeah. But when they got what's his name to play the Predator, I'm blanking on his name. I'm pretty sure somebody will help me in the chat. But the original actor, who was this very tall black dude, he was a great actor. He was also said to be very nice. He was very patient because of all the stuff too. Of all the makeup that had to be put on, the suit. A lot of this stuff was back in the 80s, it was more stressful. And I do appreciate all of the stuff that went into the making of the Predator. Yes, Kevin Peter Hall. He was the Predator for Predator and Predator 2. He was also Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. Yeah. And may he rest in peace. And yes, he was 7'6". So, yeah, trying to get tall people nowadays to play Predators, I mean, you'd actually have to tap some of the NBA to get some of the taller players in the NBA to be these guys. And it's going to be like, you are going to be in the Predator suit. How does it feel? Oh, man, this is such a great, or this is going to be such a cool time. Then you find out what it's like in the suit. You know, folks, the movie The Predator, which I will also be discussing in this, some of the people who are in the suits, it's like one of the things they tell you when you get or when you are tapped to play a Predator, you are not in for a vacation. This suit will be uncomfortable. It will squeeze. It will feel like you are being squeezed. Your whole body is being squeezed because that is what they do. Or that is what the foam latex and stuff, that is what the skin tight stuff does. And back then, you also had to deal with a mask that didn't move very much. You could only move the mandibles a little bit here and there. But now the process or the little bits that go into the Predator mask are way more where you can do a lot more emoting for the Predator. Sally or John Sally from the NBA was one of the Predators from Predator 2. Yeah. I mean, they had to get a lot of people, but they also had to deal with a lot of shorter people when they were, or I'll get to that in AVP when I start discussing that one. But Predator, I enjoyed it, but it did have Predator had its flaws. Like, as soon as it killed Bill or Mac and Dylan, this thing was getting rather close to Billy. It caught up to Billy really quick. And then not 3 seconds after it killed Billy, it was up in a tree ready to kill Arnold Schwarzenegger and Poncho. How did it get from Billy to Poncho in like 4 or 5 seconds? 3 to 4 to 5 seconds. And so it does make one wonder. Not to mention the grueling torture that a lot of the actors went through. Sonny Landham and Arnold Schwarzenegger as well as others, Carl Weathers, they got sick while filming down in Mexico because of Montezuma's revenge. Now, for those of you who don't know what Montezuma's revenge is, your body is used to food from your local area. You go down and sample some of the Mexican cuisine, and your body's not used to that. Your body's not tailor-made for it. You get dehydrated. You get the runs. There's a saying in the US, don't drink the water when you're down in Mexico. Well, I believe my brother can attest to or can support that saying because he went down for a matter or for a time and he drank the water. And it's like, oh shit. So he kind of had the runs for a bit. But yes, another thing I do like about these predators, they can jump. They are good at, or they're very nimble. They can jump very high. They can also jump, or their physical capabilities are superhuman, so to speak. And we learn even in the first movie that there is a bit of an honor code there. He doesn't kill these people simply because they're there. He's looking for a challenge. These people have weapons. They are weapons that are tearing people apart. And unfortunately, you don't have some of the best kills. I mean, I would have loved to have seen him go after Blaine with the minigun, but he used a draw tactic to get Bane, or to actually get Bane to or Blaine, not Bane, but Blaine to divert his attention, and then he shot him in the back. But you also see that he is willing to fight a person one-on-one, up close and personal, if that prey can actually damage him. So the jungle hunter is an elite hunter, which tells you that humans, which was later on established in the lore, humans were extremely tough prey. Now, especially if these humans knew the art of combat. One of the things that Paul W.S. Anderson, the AVP director, got wrong, and when I say wrong, I mean heavily wrong, was the fact that his unbloodeds that were going down for the manhood ritual to become blooded could go after humans. They were, or the law states in Predator lore, if you are not blooded, you don't touch a human. The only time you are ever allowed to attack a human as an unblooded is in self-defense. So the Predator, the one down there, I believe it was Scar, I will get to, it's a good thing he died. Let's just say that. It's a good thing he died, because your hunts are recorded through your camera or your mask. Your hunts are recorded through your mask. What you see in your mask, others can look through, and it records your hunts. So yeah, it will, or there's a good reason he died. But getting back to the hunter, or the jungle hunter, let's put him back up again. This one. Him being an elite and losing his life, if you survive after losing, you might as well die. So that's what he did. He went out the honorable way. Honorable suicide is one of their tenets. You were also made known to the humans. So you are not to leave a trace behind. So you blow yourself up. So moving on to, hold on. Predator 2, with the City Hunter. This guy was on the verge, or he was taken from a different clan and put into another clan because he was a decent hunter, but he was low on his caste system, so the hunters that found him weren't so much bad bloods, but they were fringe hunters. They were allowed, or they were already blooded, but these guys were fringe hunters. They, or one of the hunters on, or that was on that ship, is known as Sniper. He prefers to kill his targets from a distance, and he even has a sniper rifle like weapon that he uses. And in the Yautja lore, killing from a distance is dishonorable if or if they have established that they are capable of handling the target up close. So let's see here. Who would win in a fight? Jungle Hunter versus City Hunter? The Jungle Hunter would wipe the floor with the City Hunter. The City Hunter is actually younger than the Jungle Hunter, and he's less experienced. This is one of his first human, or this is one of his first human jaunts, where the Jungle Hunter had hunted on Earth before and had gone after humans before. And the Jungle Hunter is also known for hunting all over the universe. So this guy versus this guy, this guy's coming out on top. You have elites, then you have elders, then you have the Predator King. But this guy, he was getting in trouble as he was hunting. He was getting in trouble as he was hunting. He had drawn he had made the humans aware of him. And that was actually pissing off the clan that were on Earth. They told him, or they were actually telling him to get back to the ship. Your hunt is over. Except he wasn't listening. He wanted more trophies. After he killed King Louis and the debacle in the warehouse and whatnot, and him openly taunting Detective Harrigan with Danny's necklace, they realized that he had a lot of arrogance. So they thought it was actually good that that he was killed by Harrigan. Stalker unit from AVP Extinction has vibrating blades that cause massive bleeding. Sniper unit. Nice. Okay. Minus the mask, I like the City Hunter better than Jungle. Yes, he looks more ferocious. You definitely do see a difference in how these guys look. The Predators all don't look alike. And I will also point that out with in Prey, the movie that was done in 2022, I do believe. The Predator in Prey is what's known as a Southern Hemisphere Predator from Yautja Prime. They look a lot different than the ones we are used to, which are Northern Hemisphere Predators. So the one that was hunting in Prey, I will talk about that later on. But the ones that were hunted or that were hunting in the City Hunter, he was a lot more arrogant. When he started stalking Harrigan and playing games with him and whatnot, the elders, especially the one that had the pistol of Raphael Andolini, I think that would or that small retcon is something that I wish they hadn't done. But he was also down on Earth. So they're going to have to do northern hemisphere predators to handle or to get a hold of that pistol. That's why he looks different. How do you know that? It's the answer to your question, if you're asking why or about southern and northern hemisphere predators, is explained by Dan Trachtenberg. He explains that this hunter in the movie Prey is not from the same area or same part of the planet as the other hunters that were in the other movies. He is a southern hemisphere Yautja from Yautja Prime. But getting back to Predator 2, another thing I really liked was Gary Busey's character. They were essentially kind of setting up like a predecessor to Weyland-Yutani. These guys were not Weyland-Yutani. They were not Yutani. They were not Weyland. This was a group that was essentially even more clandestine than the CIA. And they wanted to essentially get this or capture the Predator for their technology. Question: do you think the Yautja Predator is a metaphor for human violent nature? No, I do not. I think that I think that it was simply, I don't think there is any sort of metaphor for the Predator. To be completely honest, there is no metaphor for the Predator, in my opinion. It has no symbolic or deference to it. I mean, aside from the honor code, I think we should all be a little bit honorable when it comes to certain things. But other than that, no. Gary Busey belongs in a tree. He's a nut. Gary Busey is one of the best actors out there. It's a metaphor for samurai, in my opinion. They are very much like the samurai in that they are honorable. Yes, I will admit. In fact, there are stories of Predator who have stalked samurai in written form. But those predators are now considered predators live 1,000 years, maybe a little bit longer. So predators who fought in like samurai era are most likely on their deathbeds now, or possibly even midlife now. When you are in your first 100 years, you finally do the predators that are alive in AVP, they're essentially teenagers. And yes, if you watch the director's cut, you actually hear she's like, they're teenagers? This is a manhood ritual. Yeah. But the big things for Predator 2 is you see a character have another redemption arc. Where in the first one, it was Dylan. In the second one, it was Gary Busey. He realized the folly of trying to capture this thing, so he was trying to basically kill it. Essentially, yes, he still had the cooling machine to freeze it, but he was saving Harrigan. Predator wheelchair. When a predator has lost the ability to walk, they kill it. And yes, they even have lesser predators as well. I mean, look up predator hierarchy, and you will actually see no bloods and untouchables and such like that. It is the essentially labor class of predators. You will also see the arbiters, or the adjudicators, rather. Adjudicator predators are extremely talented, and they also hunt down the bad bloods. Bad bloods are predators that have flouted and completely disregarded the tenets of Yautjas, or the Yautja tenets. But this one, yeah, these guys were fringe in the second Predator movie. They were hunting in open area where it was easier to be seen. Favorite Yautja weapons and tools? Hold on one moment. That's actually pretty good killing, or a pretty good killing part. Yeah. My favorite Yautja weapons: smart disc, plasma caster, and wrist blades. Each predator has their own unique weapons here and there, but they're more common weapons, the combi stick and whatnot. These are also things that are important. The netcaster as well. I really like the netcaster because the netcaster will basically turn you into or cut you to pieces. The 3 from Predators are NRA Predators. They explain NRA, except for National Rifle Association. They are what are the 3 Predators from Predator, or the 3 Yautja from the Predators movies. Those are bad bloods. Those are what are known as bad bloods. They are bad bloods that hadn't been caught yet. And the Berserker Predator is actually one of the top predators that became a bad blood. He felt that his skills were so unmatched that he could do whatever he wanted. But I will get to that later on. Rednecks from NRA. No, these guys are I do not agree with that, Vanya. The Predators from Predators are bad bloods. So moving on to the next movie, I am going in order, by the way, folks. AVP. So bringing up Scar. Could have sworn I put Scar in here. Let's see here. City Hunter Dark AVP. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this guy. He would not have survived after his hunt was evaluated because he killed humans before he was allowed to. Now, again, yes, Yautja lore says that you can kill humans in self-defense if you are not blooded. However, no, poacher, similar to poachers, yes. But this guy, Scar, who was on his trip to be, and whatnot, to get his trophies to become a man and whatnot, essentially. Let me get rid of this. The other 2 followed the rules slightly. The one that was going to kill Lexi or Alexis, he would have been killed by the elders if he had survived his hunt, because he had killed her and she was not a threat to him. She was down in a very or in a posture that suggested that she was not a threat. She was unarmed. The fact, or believe it or not, that that serpent, the alien, the xenomorph killing him, was a lot better ending for him, because if he would have killed Lex, he would have been in trouble. The other one that is killed by Grid, the same predator or the same xenomorph that killed the Celtic one, he also most likely if he had survived his hunt, he most likely would not have been killed, because he only shot the netcaster when one of the humans brought their weapons to bear on him. Scar killing Bishop or Charles Bishop Wayland. Charles Bishop Wayland attacked him with a flame or with the oxygen blaster with the heat from the flare. He had every right to kill Charles Bishop Wayland. But when he put one of the invisible nooses and whatnot Actually, to be completely honest, all of those predators are failed their hunts before they even began their hunts because they attacked humans. Uh, they stalked the humans at the base before they killed or before they went into the pyramid. So yeah, all of the predators in AVP uh are would have been killed if they had come back. So yeah, his mask being lost to the Arctic is a good thing because unfortunately he would have been killed. He was given honor because he had fought a queen and died fighting a queen. Although isn't 3 Yautja from 2010 or subspecies super predator berserker Yautja? No, they are slightly more advanced species actually. They are slightly bigger and more advanced species. Um but also them being Yautjas or them being bad bloods rather are don't help them either. I mean, they definitely look uglier. But the ones from AVP, they completely flouted their honor code because, and that was done because Paul Anderson doesn't know shit about the Yautja code of honor. They are not allowed, or they are not allowed to hunt humans until after they had hunted xenomorphs, or what they know at, or what they call hard skins or hard prey. Humans are known as soft prey, but they are also very valuable, or they are very valuable prey because humans are have challenged Yautja throughout the years. So yeah, the AVP predators all would have died if the Yautja lore was in the movies or in those specific movies. Moving on to AVPR with the predator of, or with the predator wolf. He is a cleaner. He is also one of the high elites. This guy is actually making or was working himself up to elder. And when he went on the hunt, he had specific weapons that he knew he could use, but he's also so freaking elite that he would fight or that he would take weapons from his fallen, or if he was sent on a mission or on a cleanup mission, which is what he or him and other wolves are sent in for, he would take weapons from the fallen and use them for his hunt, which is kind of like Dark in the other, or in the AVP game later on that I will be discussing. um the wolf though in AVPR, when you see him, or if you are watching the director's cut version, Yacha Prime shows the whole situation of the hybrid attack or on that ship, where in the director's cut, he finds, or he puts on the mask of one of the fallen and sees what that predator saw, which was he was, or that was the predator that actually ran to check on what was going on and ended up shooting a hole, or shooting a hole, or blasting a hole in the ship and causing it to crash. But you also see this predator, how honorable he is. He goes down, he puts his, or I like how he puts his hand over the one of his fallen and gives a mournful growl. It's like, you didn't get to explore your greatness yet, but I do acknowledge your existence. So another thing that if you pay close attention in AVPR, especially in the Sorry about that, folks. I accidentally swiped on my key or on my mouse pad and accidentally kicked me out. So I apologize for that. But yes, the predator, let me just make sure that this is all okay, good. The wolf predator, who would win in a fight, Scar from AVP or Wolf from AVPR? Dude, seriously? You can't hear me? Is that better? Um, okay, that's better. Okay, good. Now, this kind of question to you, Zoic, you're taking a teenager versus one of their most elite. Um, yeah, Scar would have gotten his ass slaughtered if he went up against Wolf. Wolf is, again, he is one of the top elites. They send him, or he's one of the arbor or adjudicators. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, but as for Wolf, if you pay attention to the director's cut of AVPR Requiem, you see as he's or standing up, you can actually see Yautja in the back hanging and skinned. And there was actually a deleted scene in which they show him reacting very violently to his or to his brethren essentially being slaughtered. And it's like, oh shit, man. Yeah, that's fucked up. So when he goes on his hunt, yes, he does have a little bit of a nostalgia bait where he kills that one human, the sheriff. But the thing is, again, he's under orders. Go in, clean up the mess, come back, leave no traces. Why he skinned that predator or why he skinned that cop makes no sense. So, yeah, there was a problem there. He was not there to hunt. He was there to clean the shit up, clean up the mess. Because he didn't, or that's why he blew up the ship. That is why he took as many of the weapons as he could, and also the dissolving juice. It's like, dude, you should have just freaking sliced off the guy or sliced off the dude's head and whatnot. By skinning him, you put the humans who are already aware of your or of your guys' MOs on your tail. So luckily the humans did the dumbass shit and nuked the fucking town. But Wolf and this one's Wolf and Dark are the only two Yautja who have fought what are known as abominations. When you have a predator or a Yautja who has been face hugged and a Predalien is birthed, the Predalien is well, it's what's known as an abomination, and it brings a great anger to the Yautjas that a Predalien was born. Now, from the AVP game, Dark fights a Predalien, and in AVPR, Wolf fights the Predalien. Wolf is fighting a queen embryo Predalien, meaning that if eventually Wolf or Chet, the Predalien, was getting ready to evolve into its full queen status, it was essentially starting to create a hive in which it could propagate from. However, uh, humans kind of put put the kibosh in that one. Where Dark in AVP, the game, he was fighting a drone predalien from a drone embryo, where there was a queen embryo in the face hugger that got a hold of Scarface, or not Scarface, but Scar in the AVP game or movie. Who would win in a fight, Yacha Alien or Baraka Alien from Mortal Kombat X? The Tarkatan Alien, and the Yacha and the Pred Alien. It would be a good fight. I will fully say that. It depends on which alien it is, or which predalien it is. Are we talking a queen embryo alien or a predalien, or are we talking the drone one from the game? Because again, it matters. If we're talking, or so clarify that, because yes, the Baraka alien has the arm spikes from the Tarkatan. So I'm guessing that is going to take part in the movie or in the fight. But when it comes to AVPR, that movie and AVP, those movies were exceptionally flawed. Especially when you have people who don't know the lore as much. You have a freaking wolf that is in town basically cleaning the place up. He's not gonna fucking stay or fucking skin somebody and put people on his trail or make a name for himself. He isn't there to hunt. He's there to kill. There's a difference. But so with that said, I do like the wolf predator or the concept of what they're there for. I just wish that the brother Strauss would have done some, or would have stayed a little bit truer to the lore of the Predator. So moving on to the next movie, Predators, with this guy, one of the top fuckers in the let's see if I can find him. Which one did I, or I should have a picture of him. No, apparently I don't. But or I can easily do a screen share. Berserker, Predator. Let's see here. Not looking for the toys. So movie. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Sure. Face, Uber, Wolf, Jungle, Prey, City, Dark. Well, unfortunately, yeah, he didn't get put in here. So, hold on one moment, folks. This thing's taking longer than I would like it to. Oh. Yeah, there we go. So apparently I do have it saved. It's just I didn't add it to the overlay. For some reason, it didn't add him. So yeah, this guy here, Bad Blood and Berserker. According to the lore, he's actually one of the strongest predators. He is actually one of the more skilled predators. However, it was because of his hubris that he was declared a bad blood. How tough Tarkatan Alien would be if they fought the Yautjas. Jungle Hunter, Wolf, Berserker, Upgrade, and whatnot. Tarkatan Aliens or Tarkatan Xenos, the Yautjas would not have wasted any time. They would have slaughtered them with plasma casters. However, they would have probably tried to hunt one, depending on which ones they are. And considering the upgrade would most likely try to seek out a Tarkatan for genetic upgrade. But yes, the Berserker Predator. This movie was much better than the AVPR movies, because Berserker was you have Berserker, you have Hound, and you have Falconer. The Falconer is the one that has that bird-like thing, and he's a great he's an expert tracker. Hound is the one with the dogs. He's the one that controls the dogs. And then you have Berserker, who is the head of those two, or this particular trio. Each of these predators were considered bad bloods. These are the ones that that had brought shame and were hunted. They completely recycled the original Predator score, plus captured Predator is identical to the original. Yes, the Jungle Hunter, or they recycled the Jungle Hunter. Essentially that, or the hunter from the jungle, or the Jungle Hunter, they wanted to basically show what that one would, or how that one would fare against a bad blood. The problem is, yes, if the Jungle Hunter from the original Predator was to fight Berserker, it would be a lot better fight, because one, the lore behind the captive Predator was not, or is not, well known. Have you mentioned Predator 2 yet? Yes, I have. I've covered Predator 2. Happy. I gave my thoughts on both the Predator and some of the bits in the movie. But and happy day to you, buddy. But when it comes to the Jungle Predator from the original movie, if he was to fight Berserker, he would have put up a much better fight, because he was extremely skilled. He just happened to lose against Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, also, you got to take into account that the Predator, or the Yautja that was on the totem, the captive, he also was malnourished and weakened from his time on that totem. So what we got here? Oh, how did dinosaur? Yep. So yes, when it comes to the predators where they were picking or the bad bloods, they can't hunt on Earth. They had to kidnap their prey and take them to the preserve, because if they were found to be hunting on Earth, if news would have gotten out to Yautja Prime that there was a hunt on Earth, they would have been like, "Oh, was there a scheduled hunt on?" No, then send in the adjudicators. Berserker is strong, but he cannot handle multiple adjudicators, and they wouldn't have been happy about it either. They would have been going in with plasma casters, guns, and whatnot to kill Berserker, because of Berserker's high elite status, which was stripped from him. However, his skills were not, The Falconer who fought the Yakuza, I thought that was nice. It showed that he was actually repentant. The Falconer was a bad blood, yes, but he was repentant because he wanted to gain his honor back. The problem is once you are declared a bad blood, you have a death mark on you. So when he still had a little bit of his honor, he was trying to gain back by fighting on an honorable standing, blade to blade, against the Yakuza. I find it cool that Bill Paxton is the only one to be killed by both Predator or by all three Predator. Yes, the horror holy trinity: Predator, Terminator, Alien, and while Lance Henriksen can also take credit by proxy, Lance Henriksen didn't get killed by an alien. However, he asked to be shut down due to his damage by the Queen. So in some ways, I do count Lance Henriksen as one who was killed by a Queen. So he's also part of the Holy Trinity. How would you rank from least favorite to favorite Bad Blood, Super Predator, Berserker, Falconer, Tracker? I don't like the Bad Bloods because, well, honestly, they're the Bad Bloods, and I don't like the Dishonorables. Or the Upgrade, I'm not a fan of the Upgrade. The Upgrade makes the damn thing too strong, too powerful, and dishonorable, in my opinion. Berserker, he's some of the Bad Bloods. Hound or Falconer is the Tracker. He is the Tracker. So Hound, these guys, or if they would have sent if you were to ask, from least to favorites, but yes, the Upgrade is my least favorite. I mean, I like the concept. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool concept, but this dude is 11 feet tall, where 4 feet higher than the others. And yet, they're making themselves too strong at this point. Now, if they were improving themselves to be adjudicators, fine. But no, that wasn't explained in this movie or in the Predator movie. But I will get to that when I get to the Predator. Am I the only one who remembers predators practice eugenics on their planet? You mean they kill off the weak ones? Yes, I'm well aware that they do also kill off the weak ones, but they also do have the untouchables, which are essentially retarded version or the predator equivalent or the human equivalent to a retard. Those ones are not allowed to be killed, but they're also not allowed to hunt. But getting back to predators, thoughts on the concept of predator hound. The predator hound or the dogs or the honorable predator wouldn't need steroids. Essentially, yeah, you're right. They would seek to hunt and to be better at it than themselves. But anyway, the hound predator, which was the one that killed Lawrence Fishburne and then died by way of incendiary claim or like super enhanced incendiary claymore. I don't know why that claymore created such a huge fucking fire blast. It shouldn't have. Should have just blew the head off of the fucking predator or blew the head off of the frickin' hound. But the predator hounds I'm guessing you're talking about the ones from or that were part of the Predator. I will get to those when I discuss the Predator. You'll just have to get to, or because I'm going out of the sequence and I don't like that. But overall, the Predator movie I liked because it brought a little bit more nostalgia, but it also expanded on the lore in a correct way. So moving on to the next one, which is the Predator in this case, where you had this guy, the Upgrade or the Uber. Yeah. Let's just say I thought that this movie was, or that Shane Black must have been smoking crystal meth when he made this movie. It has an exciting premise, but Jesus Christ, some of the dumbest shit I have ever seen in a movie. The upgrade Predator and his Predator hounds. They're interesting, yes. They look like they could come from Yautja Prime, so I wouldn't so much dismiss them. But there is a lot wrong with that movie. Oh, the ones from the 2010 film, the hunt, or those ones which were basically part of the game preserve. I thought they were interesting, but the Predator Hound, or the Hound, or the Dog Master Predator, the one with the tusks, there's a reason why he was turned into a bad blood. It's because he used hounds to hunt his prey instead of doing the hunting himself. So yes, the roided Predator or the upgrade, there was a lot wrong with this movie. Would you say that the Predator is a career killer for Shane Black? No, but it didn't do him any favors. It didn't do him any favors. Because the fugitive who was giving a gift to mankind with the Predator killer instead of Yautja killer or the Yautja suit. I'm sorry, there's just so much wrong with it, man. If this Predator was going to give or gift humans this suit, why the hell would he attack humans? You know? Why the hell would he be stringing up humans? And then this upgrade one. The upgrading with, or where they were taking an autistic boy because he's the next step in the evolutionary chain. I'm sorry, autism is not the next step in the evolutionary chain. If you want a good example of it, you should look at the lower functioning autistics. I find it interesting. The writer of Shane Black, the Predator, complained about the CGI overload only to use excessive CGI. Yeah. That ending was like a spoof in a video game style. Yep. But yeah. I mean, there were so many different endings they had. Ripley was most likely going to be in the container. Ripley, who was somehow alive in 2018 and not 21 something. Also, Dutch was possibly supposed to be in the container. And it's like, what the fuck, man? It made no sense. So, when you are dealing with this one, though, the upgrade, I could see them upgrading for adjudication, which is basically what the Uber Predator was doing. But then he went on a hunt. And he was going to kill a kid, which is what's known as an untouchable. The kid showed that he wasn't a fighter. And so but it's because he was extremely smart and he understood the tech. He was taken because of that. And I'm thinking to myself, no, man, just no. So I had problems with it. I mean, it's interesting to watch, but Olivia Munn discussing literally the plot to the whole fucking movie, along with what's his name, the black dude who played Traeger. I hated that character. And that only shows that the guy's a good actor because he played a character that is absolutely hateable. So he did that very well. I just feel that movie had a big problem. It's like, how long before climate change renders this planet unlivable? Shut the fuck up, man. Take your own advice that you gave to Olivia Munn and shut the fuck up. Stop putting that shit in movies. Climate change renders the planet unlivable. Do you ever think that you created a mass hysteria when you pulled shit or when these idiots pulled shit like that? But yeah, literally when they're actually, yeah, Sterling K. Brown, yeah. He played a good character, except the whole climate change bullshit. It's like, shut the fuck up. I mean, or grow a fucking brain. Whoever wrote that shit, grow a fucking brain. Sterling K. Brown, you're not the one to blame for that. But the whole climate change bullshit narrative needs to freaking get put on a back burner and then forgotten about and turn the back burner off. But yeah, I also do like how Traeger blew off his own fucking head. That was fucking hilarious. Traeger, huh? Oh, fuck. It's like I hated the retcon that they're coming to Earth for DNA to survive in a planet that the DNA won't help them survive. Exactly. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? But yeah, there was just so much wrong with the Predator. So I'm going to kind of move off of that. It's like, what the fuck are you? I am. Shut the fuck up. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Who wrote this shit? 5-year-old freaking low functioning autistic? I don't know. So Prey now, getting to Prey, where we had this guy. Let me pull him up. Prey. There he is. This one, the Southern Hemisphere Yautja. A lot of people give this guy problems. A lot of people have given the Prey movie problems, and I will still defend the Prey movie, folks. I did not like how they marketed the film. I did not like how they were saying or were pushing all the bullshit. But I am glad that the movie proved me wrong. I am glad that the movie proved me wrong. This was a predator who was on his very first hunt on Earth. He is recently blooded. So compared, because of all the people who love to do the unfair comparison between Predator or the Predator Yautja versus Prey Yautja, yeah, pay attention, you assholes. You're about to learn something. When you put an elite against soldiers, and this elite predator is kicking ass and taking names, and then you put a just recently blooded predator against or on a planet for the first time where he's learning the terrain, he's getting constantly injured with every hunt he does. Meaning when he went up against the wolf frickin' took a chunk out of his leg. When he went up against the grizzly tore into his shoulder. When he went up against the natives frickin' put their spear through his foot. Tabe, Naru's brother, cracked him in the head, smacking his mask off. And then frickin' Naru shot him through the back of the head. Well, how is it that elite soldiers get their asses kicked in the Predator movie, and yet Indian or Native American girl can kill a predator? You're not looking at all the details here, Bob. A predator who is constantly fucking harmed, concussed and brain damaged due to a fucking bullet going through his head, who couldn't even feel the fact that he cut his own arm off after, or when he cut his own arm off because of the fucking trauma he had already gone through. But yeah, and who was so pissed off that the hunt wasn't going his way that he didn't think to, or he kind of forgot that his mask was off. So when he fired his guided arrows, unfortunately, the guided arrows went through his head because his mask was pointing at his head. So it's not outside of the realm of possibility that a Native American woman who is learning to, or by the way, women were also warriors and hunters. in Native Americans tribes. Yeah, that was actually a thing. So when you guys have the compare or the poor ass comparison drawn, and you're not willing to look at the details of the fucking story, of the freaking details that matter when you are going to draw a comparison. Oh, this movie sucked. It was woke. Shut the fuck up. And then you have assholes in certain groups who are writing rather bigoted reviews where they are using bigoted language like squaw, and it's like, well, it was a Native American word that was used in their language. The Comanche language does not have the word squaw in their language. Look it up. Not there. Well, we were using it to mean woman. No, you weren't. You used it in a very negative connotation in a review that was ripping the movie to shreds because a worm or a woman is beating a fucking predator when elite soldiers, special forces can't kill one. Fuck yourselves when it comes to that stupid, baseless, and very retarded take. If you're not going to use all of the information at your disposal, it's the fucking internet, folks. But also use your eyes and your common sense. Now, I am not saying that anybody who didn't like the movie Prey is an asshole. I am not saying that at all. But if you did see the movie Prey and you watched the movie and you understood what your freaking mind was absorbing, and you are then saying, how is it that a Native American girl can kill a Yautja when a special forces team can't? You didn't watch the movie, or you didn't pay attention to the movie. Because if you had, you would know all of the big differences. How would I rank from worst to best of the Predator films and exclude AVP films? Predator, Predator 2, Predators, and The Predator and Prey. From best to worst, or from worst to best, The Predator, Predators, Predator 2, Predator or Prey, and then Predator. Prey is my second favorite Predator film. The biggest problem I have, or no, wait, Prey is actually the third place. Scratch that. The Predator, Predators, Prey, Predator 2, Predator. Prey is good only as far as they need to go back, re-edit, and put in fucking subtitles. Sorry, I blanked on the word. Put in subtitles. I would like to know what the fucking French people are saying. I would like to know what the Comanche are saying in the Comanche cut. Thankfully, they actually put the subtitles in the Comanche cut, but they didn't put subtitles in for the French and stuff. So it's like, sorry, but can you please let us know what these idiots are saying? It takes me out of the film. That's the biggest problem with the Prey film. They didn't put subtitles in for the French speakers. I would like to know what the fuck they were saying, you know? You had good writing. You had some writing that was iffy for Prey. Because yes, women were warriors. Women were also hunters and gatherers in the film or in reality. And yet you had a bunch of jackass members of the tribe. We don't need a cook and whatnot, who were kind of treating her like shit because, well, she was a woman. It's like, shut the fuck up, man. You guys deserve your death. That's why I forgive the movie some of the bad writing. It's because those characters end up getting their asses killed. But when it comes to the unfair treatment that Prey got simply because it was marketed as woke but wasn't woke, I feel that the people who wrote that bigoted review should go back and look at the film again. And those people who are dumb enough to make the retarded argument that, oh, a woman can beat a predator, but 5 special forces people can't. I think that you all need to basically go out and touch some grass, because you are simply bitching for bitching's sake. You are complaining for complaining's sake. You have no objective eye, and you are a fucking retard. And I will always say that to that group, that frickin', or to rather the people involved in that group who made that very straw man argument in that shit review. And I'm not going to mention the group that is involved there. They know who they are. They don't watch my stuff because I have fucking called them out. And I refuse to watch their stuff. I refuse to be part of their website anymore. The movie had its problems, yes, but it wasn't because of wokeness. And I will defend Prey as long as I live, because looking at it from an objective standpoint, drawing comparisons from an objective standpoint, you understand why Naru was able to defeat a predator using ingenuity and creativity, also against a predator who was heavily fucking hurt. It's obvious why she won, where a special forces unit was fighting an elite predator who had hunted on thousands of worlds, who had hunted humans before, was now hunting another group of humans and slaughtering them as he went on. It's very easy to make a comparison based off of ignorance, folks. It takes a lot of integrity to call out that maybe you should be a little bit more detail oriented with your unfair comparisons to make them a little bit more fair. Moving on to the games now, because I'm kind of getting a little pissed off here. The AVP game with this predator, Dark, who was essentially a wolf himself, a wolf type himself. He was set there to clean up the mess. And he also found out that other predators who were there to clean up the mess were going missing and getting killed. This guy was cool because he also had to gain on-world experience. And so he was also, or he wasn't so much, or he was a hunter, yes, but he also realized that he could indeed carry on another hunt, do a final hunt after this one, which was the Xenomorph home planet, in which the Yautjas in that canon period created the Xenomorphs and gave them a planet in order to take over, but then made the planet, because it became so hostile, uncharted. So getting back to it here, by the way, I do recommend you see Prey. I've always wondered, when does a predator finish hunting and go somewhere else? He gains his he sets up his plan. He goes in, does his best to achieve it. After he gains enough trophies for good prestige, he leaves. Mainly haven't gotten around to it. I want to see it, but haven't got around to it yet. Dude, I do believe they have physical media for it, but do a free trial of Hulu and then watch it. It's really that simple. I like it. But getting back to AVP, the video game, Um, Dark, this predator, he's basically going to clean up some of the mess, but or also to do a hunt himself, in which he actually gains an ancestral mask and ancestral items that help him throughout the fight. Smart discs and mines and whatnot. Also fighting off of Wayland Yutani and the Colonial Marines. I thought I absolutely love the game. I really do. I love the game. And him having to eventually culminate to where he fights the Abomination, which is the prey or the predator that or the Predalien. He got extreme prestige due to the fact that the Predalien was killing off other predators. So yeah, Dark, he's actually one of my top predators because I really do like his storyline. Getting to Predator Concrete Jungle with Scarface. Now let me show you guys this puppy. Scarface, there he is. The story of Predator Concrete Jungle and Scarface. I really did like that one. Or the concept for the game is great. I really do enjoy Scarface. He is a predator that was he survived his bomb, his exploding ship, because he had the bomb attached to his ship. He didn't have it attached to him. And yet he survived and he made himself known, and he was injured as he fled, and it's because of his injuries led to the advancement of that would eventually become the alien and future, or the alien tech that they get for future fights against Yautja. His tech was left behind, and they managed to dissect it and make their own stuff. And New Way City, back in 1923, within 100 years, he is left on another planet with insectoid xenomorphs that were bred from facehuggers on certain insectoids. And he essentially, after 100 years, was still alive on that planet, and they came back, dragged his ass back to Earth, and it's like, this shit is your fault. You want your honor back? You go in and you fucking fix this. So yeah, Scarface had to go in to where he was seeing footage of predators getting slaughtered by humans. And it's like, no, this is the ultimate insult. They are prey. They are never meant to be predators or hunters of us. They were never meant to hunt us. So yeah, he had to go in and he had to frickin' clean house. He had to slaughter the cause of his dishonor. If you can do that, then you are able to regain your honor. Scarface did that. And I absolutely love the story behind it, where he has to fight his way through Neonopolis and the birth of the Wayland Yutani acquisition of Mother, in which it's a biocomputer. So I thought that was also interesting. I like military predators from AVP Extinction. Yeah, there are predators that are my favorite Yautja. When it comes to all of the Yautja, my favorite is Scarface. I just have a preference to him. I like his design. I like his look. I like that he was able to survive dishonor and regain his honor. It's a great story. And I like the journey of it as well. My second favorite is the Deshande from the books. Deshande was a predator who befriended a human who helped kill who helped kill a queen alien. And he also was a clan elder who kicked the shit out of some of the other or younger ones because he was injured. And then when he got back up and found that his unblooded troop were killing humans, it's like, oh, motherfucker, you are dead. You are dishonorable to the highest degree. When it comes to movie favorite Yautja, I would say Wolf is my favorite from the AV or from AVPR. I really do like Wolf. But yeah, when it comes to Scarface in Concrete Jungle, I really do like him as well. Least favorite Yautja, The Upgrade, because it is the peak efficiency of dishonorable bad blood behavior. And I do believe that they would not be genetically or getting into genetics. Doesn't make sense. But I am writing because it's part of their Disney acquisition, now Predator lore, which also includes the Predator, their lore of where they are genetically doing genetic tampering. I am including that into a story that I'm writing. Because I'm also writing a Predator story, folks, Predator versus Marvel. And this guy is going after characters like Sabretooth, Beast, also like characters like Boomerang. He's also going to fight Captain America and eventually get or win. This is a darker Marvel. This is a dark Marvel universe in which these characters are getting killed and slaughtered. Kevin Peter Hall is the definitive Predator actor. The rest are lame stuntmen. That's an unfair. I wouldn't call them lame, but I do think that they are, or that they also explain, or that they also appreciate what it means to play a Predator. But anyway, folks, that is going to be the video. If you really want to check out the Concrete Jungle, you can read the comic. There's a comic of it, but there's also the video game. You can find the full long play video game on YouTube. It's fun to watch. I enjoyed it. But anyway, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. Thank you to Vanya, Neozoic, Happy Dinosaur, and anybody else who has been in here. Y'all are freaking awesome people. I do believe there was a couple. Christian Freights, yep. Thank you. So that is going to be it. Next month is Star Wars theme. So stay tuned for that. I'll have more details as I go. Tonight I'm going to be on the Barroom podcast with Society Reviews channel, talking about some more Hollywood insanity. And yeah, anyway, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And I'm sorry for getting extremely passionate earlier, but when it comes to people giving us a bad name because of their bigoted stupidity, I will get passionate about it. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful day, and always remember to stay humble.